And hello again, BNJ students. Let's do some more TOEIC listening comprehension. We will continue with number 8, and this video will also include number 9. So 2 transcripts. You ready? Let's go. First off, I would like to say thank you for inviting me to deliver this commencement address. First off, to begin with, to start, I would like to say thank you. Would like to say. Thank you for, so thank you for ing. So thank you for inviting me to deliver. To give this commencement address. Commencement, graduation, address, speech. So a graduation speech is called a commencement address, but it's a certain person who is a guest who comes and speaks. So it's called a commencement address. While writing this speech, I have asked myself, I have asked myself what I wish I would have known. What I wish I would have known. Can you repeat that? What I wish I would have known at my own graduation. In what important lessons? So what is a graduation? When someone finishes high school, college, graduate school, and they receive a diploma. So what I wish I would have known at my own graduation and what important lessons I have learned. Have learned in my career. A career is the time you devote to a professional life, your job, and what you develop from that. And it's long term. As an author. So an author, what is an author? Someone who writes books usually. A writer of books is an author. Although it may sound surprising. What I'm saying is surprising. What I'm going to talk to you about, so what I am going to talk, future to talk to you about today are the advantages of failure. The advantages of failure. Can you repeat that after me? The advantages of failure. Good. Advantages. Good things. The good things about failure. Not doing well, failing. By the end of my talk, at the end, hopefully I will have convinced, make you think that you are taking risks, being risky, doing things to challenge yourself, and enduring means, what does endure mean? It means to put up with, to support, enduring. Dealing with failure is the fastest route to success. So, the fastest route to success, the fastest way to be successful is to deal with failure. Failure is important, and dealing with it well is important to success. So let's look at the questions. Number 22. Where would you hear a talk like this? A, on the radio? No, we already know this is a graduation speech, right? Commencement address. So B, in an office meeting? No. At a university? Perhaps. In a coffee shop? Do graduations take place in a coffee shop? No. Where do graduations take place of these 4? Where? Where is a graduation? At a university. Good. 23. What do you think the speaker will say about failure? A, avoiding risks is necessary for success. Failure is okay in some careers, but not all. Her commencement address is a failure. D, mistakes are important for the learning process. She encourages people to have failures. Failures are okay. Do you remember that? She says they're okay. And she says enduring failures is the quickest way to success. So to be successful, you must deal with failure. Failure is a part of being successful. So which one do you think that is? Mistakes. When you make a mistake, you fail. So mistakes are important for the learning process because you learn from making mistakes. You learn from making mistakes. So D, mistakes are important for the learning process. And number 24, who is giving this talk? Who is giving this talk? A famous athlete, A. B, a successful writer. C, a lead teacher. D, a business person. Remember, author. Author. Who is an author? Or what is an author? A writer. So B, a successful writer. And let's continue with number 9. Welcome aboard. It's 2 o'clock, so let's get rolling. Welcome aboard. Where do you think they are? Where would you hear welcome aboard? Either a plane, a train, a boat, maybe a bus. It's 2 o'clock, so let's get rolling. Let's get rolling means let's get started. Let's begin. For the next 90 minutes, an hour and a half, right? You'll get an intimate, very close and personal first-hand look. First-hand means the first to see. First-hand look, first to see at the core of the city. What is the core of the city? The center, the important part of it. You'll hear about its history. What history will you hear about? The core of the city's history. Its history. Its core of the city. The core of the city. The famous people who have lived and visited there. Crime stories. And even a ghost story or two. Ooh, scary. So a ghost story or two. So a couple of ghost stories. Just ahead, on your right, you'll notice. So just ahead, on your right, you will see the Italian rural architecture. So a style of architecture. What style of architecture? Italian rural architecture. So architecture, the design of a building. Rural means not in the city. So outside the city, in the countryside, rural. Sparsely populated areas, which was developed, created over a period of time in the mountains of northern Italy. So in the mountains of northern Italy, a rural area. The original designers, the people who created the idea, the design, the original designers, the first ones, thought that the style was harmonious with the mountain setting here in our city. Harmonious with means that it gets along peacefully. It blends in. It's a part of the mountain setting in the city. The mountain setting, the setting is where something happens, but where the city is in the mountains. So the city is in a mountain setting. And the architecture and the design fits in well, or it's harmonious. Looks like it's a part of the mountain setting. Many of the buildings, so a lot of the buildings, are more than 130 years old. More than. So they're older than 130 years old. If you have time, I highly recommend. Can you repeat that after me? I highly recommend. Means you really should see it. I highly recommend taking a leisurely walk. So this person says that one should take a leisurely walk. Leisurely means relaxing. A leisurely walk through the beautiful campus. So the campus is typically a school or a university where there are lots of buildings, where all the activities of the school or institution take place. Next on your left, ... And the end of that. So the questions. Number 25. Who would be the audience of this talk be? Who would the audience of this talk be? The audience, the people who are listening to this person. A, university students, B, architecture students, C, tourists, D, residents. What do you think? Tourists, because tourists want to see lots of different things in the city. The core, they want to learn about history, the architecture, ghost stories, famous people. Do you remember all those things that were mentioned? Ghost stories, crime, famous people. Tourists want to hear about that. They want to learn about interesting facts about the city. So C, tourists. C, tourists. 26. What is the purpose of this talk? What is the purpose? What is the goal? What is the aim of the talk? A, to entertain passengers about the city. B, to survey the architecture of the city. C, to teach students connections to Italy. D, to persuade people to attend the university. We already know that it's tourists. So which one of these do you think is most related to tourists? Which one do you think it is? A, to entertain passengers about the city. To share interesting facts about the city. Ghost stories, crime. So people want to hear about that because it's interesting. All right, and the last question. What is likely to happen next? A, they will take a short break. They will see another interesting landmark. C, food will be served. D, registration forms will be distributed. You remember at the end, it says, next on your left, what do you think they will see? B, they will see another interesting landmark. Good job and see you next time. Bye.